Welcome to RK100.com. Today we're going to take a look at a keyboard. This is from Rii, and it is labeled as a 3-color LED backlit multimedia gaming keyboard. Alright, so with that out of the way, let's go take a look and see what's in the box. So cover off, and we can open this guy up here. Voila, okay. So let's get this guy out of the box. So right off the bat, it is a corded keyboard, as you can see, with a generously long USB cable, and not much else. So I'll get this guy out and we'll put the box away and see what this is like. Alright, so what do we have here? So it's got their branding over here. Nice clear num lock, cap lock, and scroll locks. The keyboard, it's got spacious keys, and they basically, this is not a mechanical keyboard. They say it's a gaming keyboard, and they kind of have the characteristics of what a mechanical keyboard is. As you can see from I lift up in the corner here, you'll see that the keys are raised, sort of like how a mechanical keyboard is, but this is not a mechanical keyboard. So yeah, so we can see that how the keys kind of push in, and they have that kind of lift to simulate what a mechanical keyboard is like, but obviously for a fraction of the cost of what a mechanical keyboard goes for on the market. Question is how well it performs and what the colors and stuff look like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out and I'm going to plug it into one of my gaming devices, and we'll see what this keyboard is like, and we'll give it a go. Alright, I tried to cram as much into the camera space as possible to keep it relatively viewable. And so here's the Rii gaming keyboard. I have my Corsair K65 over here, and I have an older Razer Black Widow keyboard. So we'll take a look and just compare physically what the keyboards are like before plugging them in. So obviously these are much more expensive keyboards down here. The K65 is in the range of about $100 or less, around that range. This older Black Widow, I'm not sure what they go for nowadays. I had this one for quite a while. But so we'll take a look at this one first. Now, this one has full QWERTY keyboard. It's got I'm not sure which level of mechanical keys they are, but they have the wonderful little click that a lot of folks like about mechanical keyboards. It's a very hefty keyboard. You can see that it's quite sizable, and it is pretty heavy. And this one was a simpler one because it's an older one. It's simpler. It has the feet at the bottom for raising the keyboard itself, and then it has a single nylon braided USB connector at the very end. And this one has function keys up on top as well as programmable keys on the side, and this one has no backlighting. But these keyboards were substantially more expensive than, say, the Rii, for example. Now, looking at the K65 is a shorter keyboard, the shorter mechanical. It doesn't have the numeric keypad on the side, but it is backlit, and it's programmable backlit. Now, it has different levels of keys for brightness, and there's software to program it. It has the volume keys as well here. Has a wrist pad that can be taken off if you so wish. On the back side, we have the feet to extend the keyboard upwards if you need more space. Now, this one doesn't have the same level of clacketiness as the Razer here, but it's actually a very nice keyboard. It's got a big, thick cable here that actually goes into this big, large thing at the end over here. That is for either the USB 3 or a combination if you don't have USB 3. And it, like I said, is programmable. But also, this is quite a little bit more expensive. But if you compare it to, say, the Rii here, the Rii is interesting. It's not a mechanical keyboard, but it tries to simulate the feel of one. So you can tell from here the keys are raised, similar to, say, how the keys are raised on any of these type of mechanical keyboards, these gaming keyboards here. And so it has a good feel to it. It's got good key travel, very similar to how these have more key travel. Mechanical keyboards obviously have a lot more key travel, which you know, a lot of gamers like because it feels a lot nicer to game with. And so this keyboard, you know, even though it's not mechanical, does a pretty nice admirable job of simulating what a expensive keyboard can do. Now, obviously, with lower price tag, you're sacrificing some of the things like these, the nylon braided cords and stuff, and extra connectivity and programmability. But it goes into a single USB port here, and it supports 3 different color lights and some leveling for the colors as well. So that's just a comparison of what you're going to get yourself into. Now, obviously, lower price point, it looks good, feels pretty good. I mean, obviously, it's going to pale in comparison to these really more expensive dedicated gaming keyboards. But if you don't need all these extra frills, then something like this might be something in your budget. So let's go plug this in and let's take a look at it on a gaming system and see what it's like. Alright, so here I have my Dell XPS 15, my little gaming laptop, and I have the Rii keyboard in front of me. So I'm going to plug this in. I got Fallout 4 ready for me to run, and we'll just do that. So I'm going to plug this guy in first so I can get it going. I'm going to find the right port to plug it into. Oops, upside down. There we go. Alright, plugging it in, simple, lights up. So let's turn lights off real quick just to kind of see what backlighting looks like. So see, it's I got the red over here going. If I look it up, so it's nicely illuminated. All the keys are very clearly visible. This little button down here, over here at my kind of blinking off and on here, is the color. You can go to blue. All right, so you can see the blue coloring over here. And one more time, you get the purple. All right, so there's that, and then of course off. So we'll use red for now. The interesting thing is you have these up and down keys here. There's an FN function for them that control the illumination or the level of illumination. So I hit this, whoops, wrong key, hit the FN key here, and kind of go down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the maximum, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's off. So I'll leave it at maximum brightness for now. So you can see the layout of the keys here. All right. So let's go launch the game. All right, so I upped the lighting a little bit so you can actually see my hands and you see me using the keyboard. And once again, I got Fallout 4 ready to run. Just before going into it, I want to talk about the key layout because I know some folks may or may not be turned off by this setup. In particular, is the bottom row. If you can kind of see from here, the bottom keys are, you got a Control, Win, Alt, and then Alt FN with the lighting key and a control. Now that's a little bit different than typical keyboards, which we may have a Control Alt Windows and then Alt Control, or the FN key usually is on this side as well. So some different manufacturers will play differently with the bottom row keys. It could be an issue for some folks if you're used to hitting like to the FN or the control here on whichever spot, as well as also hitting the Windows key in this spot as opposed to the Alt key. So could be distracting for some folks. Just something to consider. But when you're gaming, that may not be such an important issue. So gaming, you actually may want to have these keys set up this way and not have to worry about it. So all right, let's just go and run. I also propped up the feet. You see the feet over here? I propped them up so I can kind of get the keyboard a little higher up so you can kind of see the keys. I'll put them. I'm going to prop this thing up on top of my laptop so you can have a better view of that. So I'm going to start this game, and we'll give it a run through. And it started up in the background for me. And I'll get the volume here. So, all right, I'm in. So there's Curie running around over here in Vault. So, motion seems pretty good. So let's see if I can go someplace more interesting than this place. Let's see. Oh, where's a good spot where there's lots of bad guys I haven't cleared yet, maybe. Ooh, I don't know. How about, let's just go here. See what's out over this place.
You can see from here also that the WASD keys are actually a little bit bigger and highlighted a bit more. You got bolder font as well as directional arrows on those. Wow, so I want to load this part. There we go. All right. Okay, so is anybody here for me to shoot at? Let's see. Oh, that's somebody over there. All right. That's one guy. Okay. We might be alone. Yep. Who's there? All right. So shoot over there. Okay. Well, it's not much of a big fight. It's all two guys. That's kind of lame. Okay. Well, so I see me playing keyboard here. It's not too bad. All right. Let's get out of the Fallout altogether, and let's go to a game that might be a little bit more action packed. If I can get whoa, hello. All right. How about a good old Borderlands 2? That's a good staple there. Run that.
To be honest, I got no idea how to get past a door that'll only open for Jack.
Sorry to interrupt, but we've little time. Get to the City of Opportunity. To breach the final door to my chambers, you'll need to be Jack. That means passing a bioscan and speaking a password in his voice. If you can kill one of Jack's body doubles in Opportunity, I can get you through that door.
As much as I hate telling you, listening to the Angel's the best you got. You already know that's trusted, but...
What about this weapon? Where is that guy? Oh, there he is. So yeah, there he goes. Playing it isn't too bad at all. You know, I haven't noticed any particular lag issues, and besides whatever the game engine decides to give me. And the fact I'm a lousy shot from distance. Alright, there we are. So, alright. So, let's just get out of this. Alright, so that's just playing gaming with this this device, or this keyboard. And it games perfectly fine. I don't really notice anything particularly good or bad or wrong with it. So it works. Okay, so the one last thing I want to do tonight is basically go over just typing. Because obviously, gaming is one thing where you're just smashing the WASD key and maybe some number keys and some other keys on this side of the keyboard and spacebar. There are going to be times that you want to actually type something, you know, because you don't want to change keyboard so you can write documents or send emails, for example. So how does this keyboard perform in that task? So I got my Microsoft Word running here, and so we do some typing. Oops, that's my poor typing capability. I've gotten used to using very shallow keys, so going to a mechanical keyboard or a raised key keyboard like this, a little bit rough for me. So there we go, and then basically you have the numeric keypad. So if you're doing Excel or number crunching type of things, it's nice to be able to have that. You have the home end, page up and page down functions, insert and deletes. They're all there. So it's really nice. It's actually a really nice keyboard. It actually feels pretty good. And once again, the major benefit is the fact that it's a relatively low cost keyboard that looks like a gaming keyboard, gives you some some wiggle room, some play, just like a mechanical keyboard. So yeah, it actually is quite a nice little keyboard. Once again, you don't expect premium level quality from, like, say, something like a Razer or a Corsair, but if you're looking for something simple to use, this is not a bad option. So if there's anything you want to see or something I haven't shown yet, feel free to send me some feedback. And please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.
Hey, what's up guys, this is Average Asian Tech, and today, is this $20 mechanical feeling keyboard worth it, or should you spend your money on something else? So, before I get too far into this video, I'd like to give a big thanks to Express Buying Shop for sending this in for review. So starting off with the unboxing, it's pretty plain with the box and the keyboard itself. Going on to the design, it has a 104 floating key design with the Rii logo above the arrow keys. There are 3 color backlightings that include 2 modes of breathing and solid colors. These keys have a gamer-esque design, which some people might not like, but I like it and think it looks great. You can kind of see some of the imperfections on the keys themselves, but it doesn't bother me too much. The keys do have a slight wobble to them, and the keycaps feel like the paint will rub off after a lot of usage, which is expected at $20. After you do take the keycaps off, you do see the parts of the keyboard that weren't painted all the way, but it doesn't really bother me. I personally don't like the tall enter key, but I got used to it within a couple of hours. One thing I didn't like was how the lights for the numlock, caps lock, and the scroll lock is always blue and does not correspond to which color you choose, but it's just a very minor complaint. The bottom has only 2 rubber flip-out feet that give you height adjustment. There's not a wrist rest, but that's expected at this price point. The typing experience is above average for a rubber dome keyboard in my opinion. The keys do feel a bit mushy, but coming from a really crappy keyboard, this does feel really nice. Compared to a mechanical keyboard, this does have about the same key travel, but it doesn't have the clicky and satisfying press of a real mechanical keyboard. Just for you guys wondering, this is how it sounds with the onboard camera audio. I will also put some audio of a real mechanical keyboard. So for $20, I think this is a great keyboard for the price. You can get pretty good mechanical keyboards for around this price point, but if you personally don't like mechanical keyboards, this Rii RK100 is a great choice. Okay guys, as always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And this is Average Asian Tech, signing out.
Hey guys, ordinarily you'd see a regular unboxing in a situation like this, but with this particular Rii 3-color LED backlit keyboard for gaming and multimedia, I wanted to show you the board itself, which would be much more interesting to you than just watching me pull it out of a box. The purpose being that the keyboard itself is backlit in 3 different colors. So you can use this button here to change the colors from red to blue to purple and then back to off again if you like. It's great for gaming in a dark room. Keep yourself immersed in the game and not have to worry about searching around for keys you don't use that often. It's got a great mechanical feedback feel to it. It's meant to feel like the old school keyboards that had the switches underneath each key. And it does feel like that. It's got great feedback. Plugs in USB, completely plug and play. Absolutely no problems. The computer recognized it immediately. I'm sure it would work for any USB. I'm just going to leave the red on for now. It's a standard QWERTY keyboard with your caps lock and all that good stuff. And it's slightly oversized, which is great for gaming. It's at least a full-size keyboard, if not a little bit more. And I've used it for some simple games. I'm not really a computer gamer. I'm more of a console gamer. But it responds beautifully just as a keyboard. And I think I may just leave it where it is because it beats the heck out of my old Dell keyboard that came with the computer. So if you're looking for something that you can play in the dark and not have to go groping around for certain keys during the course of a game and still keep the room dark, this is definitely a keyboard you should take a look at. Rii's a great company. Everything's well made. It's solid. It's not going anywhere. And their prices tend to be amazing for the quality of the kit that you get. I'm going to put a link to my full review on my blog in the video description, and once you get to the blog you can click through to buy this from Amazon at a great price. Thanks guys, and I'll see you on the next one.
Okay, nice keyboard. The only thing I'm confused about, the caps lock is off, but if I start typing, it is in uppercase. So I go to caps lock on, and then it types in little letters. The only problem is when it's on little letters, you go to shift, like capitalize your letter. So like shift AAA or trying to capitalize, it's not capitalizing. So there's something wrong with this caps lock button. I mean, it's a great keyboard. I just don't understand this in caps. When the caps lock is off, caps on, types in lowercase. There's no way to capitalize the letters. That's an issue. Not sure what's going on.